What's going on, everybody out in YouTube land, and welcome back to a new episode of GBA. In this video, I'm going to talk about some NES games that I feel like are worth their asking price. So that is subjective, of course. These games are expensive, could be classified as rare, so your view might differ from this. This is just games that I bought for my collection that I feel like the playability of these games and the fun that I have with them were worth the asking price that I paid at the time of purchase. So in this video, we're going to talk about two games. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a little while, talk about some of the more expensive games that I have that are actually fun to play. And just so happens these are both NES games, and these are Capcom games. So Capcom, as you guys know, probably at least, that they release tons of great games on the NES. You can't go wrong with a Capcom game typically, especially from that era of gaming. But yeah, and at the end of this video, I'll try to put like a little bit of gameplay. I'll actually film the gameplay on an original NES with the original carts on a CRT TV, so you can kind of see what they would look like if you're running all original setup, basically. But yeah, the first game that I wanted to talk about today is Ducktales 2. Which I'm sure a lot of you guys know about Ducktales. This was a great TV show back in the day. One of my favorite cartoons. There were several spin-offs from this show as well. Darkwing Duck was a fantastic TV show. But yeah, Ducktales 2 on the NES. This game goes for north of $200 now. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. I might put something in the video here showing you guys the current price charting value of this game. I bought this a while ago. I've had this game for a couple years at least. But yeah, DuckTales 1 on NES is not an overly expensive game. I'm sure you could probably pick that game up for under $20, but like I said, this game goes north of $200 typically. So yeah, this is a fantastic game. It's a platforming game, basically a side-scrolling platformer. There are some like puzzle type elements in it. Things that I love about this game, the music is fantastic. It does have that classic song from the TV show on it. The music is great, sound effects are really good. You see a lot of familiar characters in this game from the TV show. I love the mechanics on this game. As I'm sure you guys know, or you might not know, you basically use your walking cane a lot in this game. You use it as a weapon, you use it to pull levers and different things like that. You can use it to hold on to rings as part of like platforming. But yeah, the bouncing pogo mechanics on this game are a lot of fun. It's good for killing enemies. It's good for getting to higher platforms. It's also good if you want to travel around the screen pretty fast. I find myself doing that more than walking sometimes. But this is a great platforming game. I love the colors in this game. This has got very good graphics. This game was a late release, 92, 93 probably. So they really knew what they were doing at that point in time. Very colorful game. Very good looking game. Great sound. Great mechanics. Controls are very tight and precise. It's just a fun game. It's not overly difficult. You can jump in, you can play this, you can put it down. It's very accessible to most people. If I had one gripe about this game, it would be that this game is so similar to the original DuckTales game. So most people would rather just play that than pay the hefty price for this game. But that's not necessarily a terrible thing, because when something's broke, why fix it? But they could have added a little bit more to this game, let's be honest. But yeah, that is a quick rundown on my thoughts of DuckTales 2. Fantastic game. If you guys don't have this in your collection, you should at least, even if you don't want to buy it, put it on a computer and play it through an emulator. Just experience this game if you haven't. But yeah, DuckTales 2 is the first game I wanted to talk about in this video. Alright, so the second Capcom game I wanted to talk about in this video is Mighty Final Fight. So once again, Mighty Final Fight was a late release on the NES. I think this game came out in 1993. If I remember correctly, I think the Super Nintendo port of Final Fight came out actually before this game. So why do I like this game so much? This game, unfortunately, is single player, so there is no co-op multiplayer in this game. But one thing this game does have that the Super Nintendo port didn't even have is you have all three playable characters in this game. You have Cody, Guy, and Hagar, or Hagar, however you say his name. I'm sure you guys know the Super Nintendo port left out Guy, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. I think later on there was a Super Nintendo game released that had all 3 characters. That's a very expensive game. Um, Speaking of which, this game goes for, I want to say this game goes for more than $300. Once again, I've had it for quite a while, I'm not really sure. But this game has really good sound, the music is fantastic. This game went with a more chibi style character, kind of a cutesy game, I guess you could say. Still basically follows the same premise as the Final Fight arcade game and Super Nintendo game. This game did have like a few differences. Like I said, the art style is definitely one of them, but also there is like a leveling up system in this game. Basically, by defeating enemies, you can like unlock new moves and different things like that. But this is a great game. I love the graphics on this game. I like the color on this game. Like I said, the sound is fantastic. The controls are very, very tight. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of familiar characters if you've played the arcade version or the Super Nintendo version in this game. It's just going to look a little bit different. It's a cutesy style game, which I'm sure they did that because obviously the NES couldn't pull off the arcade graphics. But Mighty Final Fight is a fantastic game. Once again, if you guys don't want to pay for the cart, load up the ROM on an emulator on your computer, play this game. If you haven't, you won't be disappointed. The game looks fantastic, sounds fantastic, plays fantastic, and it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat that it has that leveling up mechanic that at the time no other Final Fight game had. So yeah, this is a great game. If you have never played Mighty Final Fight, definitely check this one out. So yeah, guys, that is the quick video. Like I said, stay tuned. At the end, I'll show a little bit of gameplay of these games running on original hardware on a CRT so you guys can see what these look like. But yeah, what do you guys think about these 2 games? Do you have these in your collection? Did you feel like they were overpriced, or do you think that the gameplay of these games justify the price tag? I would love to have a little conversation with you guys about Mighty Final Fight and or Ducktales 2. Fantastic games, love these. So yeah, let me have a little conversation with you guys down in the comments about these games. What do you think of them? But for now, guys, that is probably going to end this video. But first, I want to say thank you so much for watching this episode of GBA. I appreciate every single one of you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And if you guys know anybody who might like this kind of content, please share the video around. I'm always looking to grow the channel a little bit. But for now, guys, I might go play some of these video games, open up some boxes, try to enjoy the rest of my evening. I hope you do too. So until next time, everyone, I'll see you later.